Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego here with my beautiful wife, Karina from Venezuela. It's time for your K1 visa green card live stream. I give you all this information, all this free advice, saving you thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because you don't need an immigration attorney to do this. You really don't. You can do it on your own. And if you want me to help you, guide you, coach you, whatever you want to call it, hang out with us on the live stream and I will help you. I've got 11 and a half years experience doing this. Okay. Almost 12 years now. That's a long time. I've helped hundreds of people get their K1 visas, get their green cards, etc., etc. Mi amor, por favor. And now Cat Riddy, we let her in on the live stream, but now all of a sudden she decides she wants to climb up the blinds. And she's getting along better with Vanny, our other cat, kinda. Vinny's kind of like, well, this was my house first. And Vinny's like, well, it's my house too now. So it's taking time, but our cat Vinny from Miami and our cat Riddy from Crestview are getting along much better, which is good, right? And the other good news is I got my camera finally, which I was able to attach to the teleprompter finally, which is right over here. So in June, I'll start making videos for the second channel I'm going to put together, which is about extraterrestrials and Area 51 and things like that. And then J-Rod, right here. This is J-Rod. Okay, that's the name of the channel, the J-Rod Files. But that's got nothing to do with immigration. Francois Livingston. Good evening, Diego and Karina. How are you, lovely couple? We are good, Francois. And thanks for stopping by, Francois. We hope Hamid is doing good. Harold says, hey. And Harold A., what kind of questions do they ask in the green card interview? Well, all kinds of questions. That you got to know everything about your beneficiary, and your beneficiary's got to know everything about you. Okay? You have to know everything about each other. Everything. They could ask you what's the color of your wife's toothbrush? What do you have a bathroom do you have a window in your bathroom? When was the last time you did an oil change on your car? That's a question for either. I mean, seriously. They could ask that question. And Kruna, pregunta para ti. ¿Tú recuerdas día yo cambio aceite en el auto?
Sí. El 19.
So I just asked Kruna in Spanish, when did we last change the oil in the car? And she said it was on the 19th. Okay, and that was correct. Francois, I wish I had questions, but I'm here to listen and learn. That's good. Okay, just hang out and relax, Francois. You're good. Divine Williams, do I need to do another medical test if I already did one before coming to the United States? Yes, you do. You arrive in America, the United States of America, get your social security number, right? That's the first thing you want to do. Then you want to get on become joint bank account holders, right? With your beneficiary and your sponsor, you become joint bank account holders, right? Then you got to repeat the medical exam. You got to find a civil surgeon wherever you live, in whatever city or town you live in. You got to find a civil surgeon approved by the State Department, U.S. State Department, which is Marco Rubio, his team. Repeat the medical exam for the green card in the United States, and then also recertify your vaccinations. When Karina arrived in America on January 4th, 2024, she got her social security number. She got on the bank account she became a joint bank account holder. So that's important that she has access to the bank as a couple. That's normal. And then I drove her to Pensacola and we repeated the medical exam for her green card. The doctor signed off on a brand new 693. He recertified her vaccinations and said, Corinne, all your vaccinations are good for the green card. Put it in a sealed envelope, and he gave us a copy. And we put it into Karina's 2-year green card application. And she got her 2-year green card in 3 months and about 2 weeks. So the answer is to Divine Williams, you got to repeat the medical exam. Okay, it's easy to do. It's not hard to do. Let me see here. How would they know the answer? How would who know the answer to what? when the immigration officer asks a question of your wife, he's not going to know the answer to the question. He's seeing if you know the answer to the question or she. Okay? When you go to a green card interview, they could ask you, what's the color of your wife's toothbrush? And they will know immediately if you know. If you don't know, say, I don't know. If you don't know the answer to a question, say, I don't know. You can't know everything. I mean, you're not, Einstein going in for a green card interview. But you should know at least 80% of the questions they ask you. David Petch, good evening, Diego and Karina. Wife has gotten an email from USCIS this past Saturday saying she got approved for a green card. Well, that's a Mountain Dew salute right there. And I mustn't forget the MAGA pixie dust. I'll bring that out too. Mountain Dew salute to David. David, congratulations. We are waiting for the notice to come in the mail this week for sure. Well, let's do this, okay? We'll put MAGA pixie dust on it to come in this week in the letter, and I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute for getting through this process. Good job. And it's extra cold because I had the Mountain Dew in the freezer for about 20 minutes. Maru, good evening, Diego and Karina. Maru, what's going on? Now, Maru and Francois are both members of this channel. What does that mean? Well, they got my phone number. They got my email address. They can call me, text me, email me anytime they want. If they have an emergent question regarding immigration, I am ready to answer it for them within probably the longest it will take me is an hour, and the quickest is like a couple of minutes. So if you want my phone number and my email address so I can help you personally on the phone, just sign up as a member. It's like $9.99 a month. It's not like a bunch of money, but it's the only way I can keep track of who's got my phone number and email address. Let me see. Christopher Reese is a member. Hey, Diego and Karina, everyone. I hope everyone doing well. We're doing great. I've been working in the yard for like the last month. It's looking like a yard now. Remember, I was in Colombia with Karina for almost 3 years. So my friend took care of the house, but our yard went to, in a handbasket. So I'm fixing the yard. It's getting better. It's looking pretty good now. A little bit more work to do. I built a fence on the right side of the house, and there's only one thing left to do now is build a gate and a fence on the left side, and then get the grass back up. Divine Williams, my husband and I don't have a joint bank account. Will that be a problem? Yep, it will be a problem with USCIS. First thing immigration looks for is do you have a joint bank account? Do you file joint tax returns? You got to have a joint bank account. You got to commingle funds, okay? It's a red flag if you don't have a joint bank account with immigration. You got to pay attention to class, Divine. Pay attention to Diego. It's a problem, okay, if you don't have a joint bank account. So you need to get one. Thank you so much for answering my questions. I really appreciate it. You've just helped me a lot. Well, I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute, Divine, because I'm not going to give you bad info here. There was one lady, she posted on the channel. She said, FYI. I'm like, what the FYI? FYI. By the way, you don't need a social security number to get a marriage license in Kansas. And I'm like, what? Does this lady live in Kansas by chance? Because you absolutely must have a social security number to get a marriage license in Kansas and 11 other states. And here she is being on her freaking high horse, sitting like she's the goddess of immigration, telling me how to run this channel. So I very respectfully said, you do need a social security number in the state of Kansas to get a marriage license. I waited for an apology from her because I never make a mistake on this channel. Never, zero. Never once have I made an error. And she didn't even say, okay, well, I'm sorry. So I booted her off the channel for posting fake news. I don't put up with fake news, guys. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSNBC, whatever the hell it's called. The AP's a joke. Most of the news media is a joke. I mean, Fox News sometimes goes off the rails. So I don't watch that fake stuff. And if anybody posts fake crap on this channel that's going to hurt somebody in the future, I block them. I give them a chance to fix it. I gave her a chance. I gave her 24 hours to say, okay, you're right, Diego. But she didn't. So now she's now going to be, she can't see the channel anymore. But Divine Williams, Mountain Dew salute. You absolutely must get a new medical exam done for your green card. But you don't need to get a medical exam for your 10-year green card. You have to repeat the medical exam and recertify the vaccinations for the 2-year conditional green card. But when you lift the conditions off the 2-year green card and apply for the 10-year green card, you don't have to repeat the medical exam. You're done with medical exams once you get your 2-year green card. Let me see. Francois Livingston, congratulations, David Petch and wife. When was your interview? Christopher, I was close to Christopher Reese. I keep wanting to say Christopher Reeves, like the guy that played Superman. I keep wanting to say that, but it's Christopher Reese. Mountain Dew salute. Slushy, those the best. Yeah, they are. They're good. Jay Baxter. Now, Jay Baxter's a member of the channel. Good evening to the Ross family. Welcome. Glad to see you, Jay Baxter. How's your family? How's everybody doing? We hope you're doing well. And I got another poster up on the wall. Karina didn't notice it, but I got another poster signed by Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. And he signed it for me. I'm not going to move the camera around, but he signed it. And he also signed a picture of the alien, the UFO that he back engineered at S4 back in 1989. So I got like 3 signatures from Bob Lazar now. Christopher Reese, when I messaged Diego, he like a minute later, he's definitely on it. That wasn't expecting it, but much appreciated. So Christopher's saying, when he texts me, I respond right away to him. Most of the time I will. If you are a member of this channel, you're going to have my phone number. You're going to have my serial number, my email address, my phone number. You can text me. If I'm in the garden, in the yard doing stuff, if I'm in the shower, okay, or if I'm driving, I'm not going to respond, but I hear the ding, ding. So I'll be ready to answer. Maybe I'll pull over into a parking lot and answer your questions for you. Francois, Diego, I thought USIS let the couple know the decision on the spot at the interview. They do. 90% of the time, they do. Christopher Reese, hello. You told us about this Social Security card and being married. Hence, I'm in North Carolina. So Diego sent me the right direction. I always going to send you in the right direction, guys. If you're watching this channel, you're going to get in the right direction. Christopher Reese, I was close to an Einstein. Remember, I was a Navy nuke. Well, in order to become a Navy nuke, a nuclear engineer in the Navy, you have to score, I think it's like a 90 or above on the ASVAB just to be looked at. In order to qualify for nuclear power school, you got to be like a borderline genius just to get into that. And then you got to get the highest security clearance on the planet, except for working at Area 51, by the way. So being a nuclear engineer, you can pretty much call yourself Einstein. Francois, immigration will give you the answer to the green card interview. Remember, Denise Jefferson, she was given an answer right away when she went to her scary busy interview in Utah. Chris and Emil, sad to hear Norm passed away. Who's Norm? Chris and Emil, sad to hear Norm passed away. From Cheers. Well, yeah, I don't think I ever watched an episode of Cheers. I don't watch TV. Okay, I don't watch TV. If I don't learn something from something, if I'm watching a YouTube channel or I'm watching something, I got to learn something from it. So I watch movies about space and physics and engineering and stuff like that, and extraterrestrials and dinosaurs, and when is the next asteroid going to hit the Earth? I got to learn something. Okay, so I never watched Cheers, but I'm sure it was a great show. Yeah, it was an 80s show. I was in the 80s. I was in the Navy, probably some far off land. Christopher Reese, that is really cool, Diego. Need to frame those autographs. Well, let me see it right here. Look, well, I don't know if I can do it with the camera. Let me see if I can show you. Right there. Look at that. So there's a UFO back engineered by Bob Lazar. He signed it for me. And then there's the movie thing right here. And he signed that for me. So that's pretty good, right? I'm getting the studio ready for the J-Rod files. It's going to be about aliens and stuff. It's another channel. Got nothing to do with immigration. Let me see it. Chris Nemo, cheers. Jay Baxter, we're doing good in Oklahoma. We're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting on our interview to be scheduled or to be approved. You good? Without one. We're 3 or 4 completed on the website. So what we need to do is we got to put some MAGA pixie dust. This is K1 Visa Green Card Super Lucky 2025 MAGA pixie dust. Okay. This will get you through it. And Chris and Emily, it was an 80s show. Yeah. Christopher Reese, my ex-wife had different names for me, so I got to lift myself up. Well, I really enjoyed Cheers, and that is awesome, Diego. So you like the autographed pictures are pretty neat, right? Chris, I'm on the hunt for that penny worth $1.5 million. Okay. If I found a penny worth $1.5 million, first, you got to file a claim. You're going to get the federal government's going to take a cut from it, right? At least 40%. So now you're down to $1.2 million, right? So, but it'll be nice to have if you could find it. But don't forget though, if you win a lot of money, you got to pay. The federal government's going to take their cut, like they freaking earn it, right? Right. Chris and Emil, actors and actresses are dropping like flies. Well, I think so. Why they're dropping like flies? Because they're getting old, right? When you get old, you get sick, and then you check out, right? So you gotta stay healthy. Divine Williams, if I file my employment authorization and travel document together with my adjustment of status, do I have to pay for the travel document and employment authorization separately? Yes. You gotta file. You gotta pay. Effective, I think it was 2 weeks ago, immigration just came out and said, you got to pay separately for each thing. So it's going to be $1,440 for the biometrics and the green card. It's going to be $600 and something for the advanced parole. Why you want that, I don't know. That's a waste of money. And it's going to be $265 for the work permit, or it's $260. But the advanced parole, why do you want the advanced parole document, the travel document? You waited a year to come to America, and now you want to leave already? Why? I mean, to me, the advanced parole is just a waste of money, because by the time you get the advanced parole document, right behind that, or right after that, actually, you're going to get the green card. So you're already planning on traveling back to where you started from before you even get the green card. I think it's a waste of money to apply for the advanced parole. Just my opinion. Unless you have a family member that's extremely sick and is very ill, and you may have to return back to your country that used to be, now you're going to become an American, right? But you may have to go back home if you got an extremely sick family member. But other than that, the advanced parole paperwork is a waste of money. And I mean, you come to America to come here and live, and get a job and put roots down. Let me see. But you have to pay separately for each thing with a separate check. Don't be using your credit card to pay for your green card application or your K1 visa application. You write a check out to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and you're going to write a check out for the green card and the biometrics. And then you're going to write another check for the work permit, EAD document. And then you're going to write another check for the advanced parole, the travel document. So that's going to be 3 checks for 3 different things. But if you listen to me, don't waste your money on the travel document. I mean, to me, it's like throwing money away, because you're going to get your green card anyway. Eventually, then you can travel on the green card if you have to go back to where you have to go to travel. Francois Livingston. I remember Denise's situation, but David Petch just said that he got an email. That's the only reason I asked about why USIS lets a couple know the decision. No, you can ask. That's a good question, Francois. Good question to ask. Very good question. The Mountain Nomads, but we are looking forward to have a meeting with you soon, Diego, and we'll be members soon. Well, Mountain Nomads, here's the thing, right? If you want to be a member, it takes 2 minutes to sign up to be a member. If you want to be a member, you can do it. You can do it right now. It's $9.99 a month. You will have my undivided attention because you'll have my phone number and my email address. And then you can call me. It's easy to sign up as a member if you want me to help you personally. If you don't want to be a member, it's okay. You can just hang out on the live stream. Let me see. Divine Williams. Oh, okay. I didn't know that I can travel with my green card. Yeah, you can travel on your green card. Divine, when you get your green card, you can travel. I don't recommend you leave the United States on a 2-year green card because immigration is going to question it. Why? You just got your green card. Why are you freaking traveling already? You waited a year to come here. Now you're already now you're trying to fly back to. Don't use your green card as a tourist visa. You use your green card to live and work in the United States, but you can travel on it if you want to. But I don't recommend it because eventually you're going to become a U.S. citizen. And the first question the immigration officer is going to ask you is, have you been a resident of the United States continuously? Have you ever left the United States of America? Karina's going to say, no, I never have. I've never left. We went to Las Vegas. We went to Arizona. And we're going to go to New York City. And we're going to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're going to go to see some UFO stuff in New Mexico and Roswell and Corona. We're going to do that next summer. And this fall, we're going to go to New York City. Why would we? I mean, we got, Karina wants to see the United States. She already knows what Colombia's like. She knows what Venezuela, she knows what it's like in Venezuela. She knows what it's like in Colombia. But we want to explore the United States of America. Let me see. Jay Baxter. Well, I don't have to delete Facebook when she gets her 2-year green card. Facebook AI decided since someone spam reported my account, they banned it along with my WhatsApp and Instagram. Somebody blocked you. You need WhatsApp. They shouldn't have banned you from WhatsApp. But you're not losing anything by not having your Facebook account. Facebook's a freaking joke. What do you do on Facebook? What do? You sit there all freaking day liking all your friends' pictures. Oh, Mary Jo, she posted another picture of her cat. Like. Or her dog, because Karina likes cats. We love cats. Or somebody's brother just posted what they had for breakfast on their Facebook. Oh, I just had the Denny's special. I gotta like that. Like, if you get rid of Facebook, it's a joke. What do you do on Facebook? Nothing, right? You don't learn a dang thing. Let me see. Francois, by the way, Diego and Karina, Francois Hamilton absolutely loves married life and loves living in the USA. Well, we're going to give Francois and Hamid Mountain Dew salute because that's the one of the best posts I've seen in a long time. And I've got the instruction manual here for the teleprompter, and I got the other instruction manual here for the camera. So I got a camera and a teleprompter, and I'm going to use it to put this extraterrestrial alien YouTube channel together. It's going to be a good channel if you're into that stuff. Divine Williams, Diego and Karina, thank you so much. You guys are really helping me. We're going to help you. I've been so stressed about the paperwork. I also want to be a member. I'll definitely do that. Divine, if you want to be a member, it's fine. You can sign up. I don't know how to sign up. There's a way to do it. But there's a place you can sign up on the front page of the channel if you want to be a member. And then you have my phone number and email address. And then if you have a stressful day and you don't want to wait for a live stream, and you have a question about immigration, you can text me right away and I will jump right on it and I will help you. Okay? I will guide you through the maze, Divine. And hopefully you sign up as a member. Let me see. Guy Trainer, uh, good evening. How do you become a member? I would like to do that too. Guy Trainer, we'd love to have you as a member. You just look in the channel and look where it says membership. You on the front of the channel, and you click on there, or there's another place you can click. But I'm not, like I said, I do this channel because it was Karina's idea to do this channel. The only reason I created the membership was so I know who's got my phone number and email address. That's it. But we hope Divine signs up as a member, and we'd love to see you guys sign up. Let's see. Jay Baxter, apparently they don't review if the reports are true and just ban. Look, Facebook is ran by Meta, okay? Facebook is ran by communists and Marxists and socialists. Seriously, if they don't like, I was on Facebook years and years ago, and I posted something that was it was conservative. It wasn't liberal socialist. It was conservative. I posted a conservative post. I got banned for 30 days because some liberal knucklehead was watching and who was working at Facebook, who doesn't like conservatives, and blocked me for my opinion. That's communism right there. And then there's this assemblyman in New York City or New York. I think he lives in the Bronx. He's running for the mayor of New York City. The guy's a full-blown communist. And I called his office today. I said, hey, you're running for mayor of New York. You're a communist. You even said it on your biographic page. No, I'm not a communist. I'm a socialist. There's no freaking difference. I'm serious. Divine, we hope you sign up as a member. And Guy, come on, sign up. Look on the channel. Look through the channel. You guys are highly intelligent. You can figure it out. Bethlehem Gurma. Good evening, Diego and Karina. I got my work permit. Well, Mountain Dew salute 1 week ago. So besides my work permit, I don't know what document do I have to bring to update my social security number. You can bring your work to update your social security number. You need your green card. You cannot update your social security number with a work permit. When you get your green card, go back to the Social Security office with your green card and say, I want to change my status to legal permanent resident. You will get a brand new Social Security card in the mail. Okay? All that verbiage will be gone that says you can only work with Homeland Security permission and all that other jazz. You'll get a brand new Social Security card. But you got to have your green card to do that. So Bethlehem Gurma, when you get your green card, you can update your Social Security card. Julian, hello. And also, I told them after my interview that we are moving from the apartment to a house. And the officer said that she will change the address, but the approval notice is still in my old address. Okay, here's the rule. Here's the secret. You never freaking change your address when you are in the middle of a green card application or a K-1 visa application, if you can help it. Remember, USCIS, okay, they're not the fastest government agency on the planet. They're not fast because they have to process everything very carefully, okay? Don't move until you have your 2-year green card. Then you can move if you want. Then you can update your address with immigration, because if you don't, you're going to go to jail, Mr. Sponsor. Okay, you got to notify if you change address and you're a green card holder, you must notify immigration or there's a problem. You'll get in trouble big time. But don't be moving around until you have your green card in your hand. Julian, I saw it in the USCIS online account. The Mountain Nomads, we are on the process of preparing of my green card application. But what worries us is that my wife owes taxes from last year. But what if we show that USCIS that she's a payment plan towards taxes? The only time you got to worry about owing taxes to Uncle Sam is when you apply for U.S. citizenship. When you apply for U.S. citizenship, one of the first question they ask you is, have you ever left the United States of America? No, I've been here all for the last 3 years. Never left. Okay. Have you filed joint tax returns with your American citizen sponsor? Yeah, I filed joint tax returns. Do you owe taxes? It comes up primarily when you apply for U.S. citizenship, not so much when you apply for a 2-year green card. So relax, mountain nomads, but make sure all the taxes that's owed Uncle Sam are paid off before it's time to become a citizen of the United States. Jay Baxter, I have my WhatsApp, Instagram, and link to my Facebook. There's the problem right there. Since Facebook owns them both, but you don't link them. Okay, don't link them. So if you hadn't linked your Facebook to your Instagram, then Facebook would have been blocked by the communists at Meta, but you wouldn't have lost your Instagram or your WhatsApp. You don't link them together. Don't do that. It's auto banned on them too. I only use Facebook to watch funny videos or post family pictures. So listen, when you post family pictures on Facebook, who else can see those? The government. Why would you want to show the world your family on Facebook? The only reason I posted pictures of us together on Facebook, well, when we were in Colombia with her friends, was because it gave me a timestamp to print the pictures. Diego and Karina were in Cartagena, Colombia, and here's some pictures from Facebook. But when Karina got her green card, okay, there's no reason for me to post anything on Facebook. Why would I? I'm not going to do it. Whatever you post on Facebook, even if you think it's private, it's not private. When you're in Yahoo Messenger and you're chatting to your girlfriend in the Philippines and you think it's private, it's not private. You got employees in Yahoo. Oh, look at this. Check this out. Man, look at this. WhatsApp is encrypted. At least WhatsApp is private. Okay, but Yahoo Messenger is not private, and you don't want to be, you want to keep your life private once you get to America as much as you can. Facebook is nothing more than a government-ran, socialist, progressive, communist front door to your privacy. Don't go in there. Stay out of it. Now, Karina has Instagram and WhatsApp. She communicates with her family in Colombia and Venezuela. But WhatsApp is encrypted, so it's private. The only way the government can look in there is if they get a warrant, okay? But there's no reason to. I mean, but Facebook is a joke. If you have a Facebook account, now you don't have to do this, but in my opinion, you should just get rid of it. Dump it. If everybody would dump Facebook, okay, then the communist that is taking the money from Facebook won't be driving around in a $1 billion yacht. Not that I've got a problem with millionaires. I love millionaires. When you come to the United States of America, you're a captain's country. You got a chance to become a millionaire, Mr. Beneficiary, Miss Beneficiary. You can become a millionaire if you work hard and sweat and don't be scared of a risk to take risks. Become a millionaire. But what I got a problem with is these freaking liberal socialist Democrats that like Bernie Sanders, who says there should be a cap on how much an American should make, and he owns 3 mansions and a $250,000 freaking sports car, and he's telling his constituents in Vermont there should be a cap on how much money you can make. He's a freaking communist. You got to remember, communists, okay? They love to live in their palaces and they want to control the people. That's what it is. I'm just trying to help you guys. Bethlehem Gomer, thanks a lot. You helped me a lot when you applied. Well, that's good. Well, that's why the channel's here, right? To help you. Guy Trainer, if we are married for over 2 years, by the time I-130 is approved, will I receive a 10-year green card or a 2-year conditional green card? You will get immigration will look at the marriage certificate when you got married, okay? Then they'll look at when you applied for the spousal visa. So you're in a spousal visa, right? So what they're going to do is they'll look at the marriage certificate when you got married. Then they're going to look at the I-130 when you applied for the visa, for the spousal visa, and if it was greater than 2 years, you get a 10-year green card. But if you applied for the spousal visa and there's less than 2 years between the marriage certificate and when you applied on the I-130, you get a 2-year green card. But either way, don't worry about it. You're going to get a green card, right? Guy Trainer, tell me you understand by what I said there. Larry Piercy, don't worry, Diego, I have been banned for life. I'm still a member. I got banned on Facebook for 30 days for one thing, because it was conservative posts, you know. If you disagree with a socialist or a Democrat, socialist, not all Democrats, I'm saying primarily socialist Democrats, if you disagree with them, they want to ban you, censor you, block you, and basically tell you that you're wrong. You cannot have an alternative opinion with these people. I mean, you can't. So President Trump got elected because Americans were sick and tired of that crap. Seriously, 77 million people voted for him. Plus he won the popular vote and the electoral college vote. So 60% of this country basically told those socialists in the Democrat Party to go pack sand. Now, this isn't a political channel, okay? But you got to understand that when you come to this country as a foreign national, you have to try to learn the politics of the country, because if you want to become a U.S. citizen, they're going to ask you questions about the Constitution, about how our country's run, okay? They're going to ask, let's suppose you're going for your U.S. citizenship interview. Let's suppose Karina goes in for her U.S. citizenship interview tomorrow. They're going to ask her these questions. Who's the president of the United States right now? Who's the vice president? Who's the Speaker of the House? How many members of Congress are there? What are the two major political parties in the United States? Those are questions that you get for your citizenship. So you better, if you want to become an American citizen, you better know the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. Although I'm an independent, I really don't see a bunch of difference between both parties, because they're both a freaking joke, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm independent. I vote for the person that follows the Constitution. You're a beneficiary, right? Learn everything you can about the Constitution. Learn about your rights as a future American. You know, you have a right to this and a right to that. But these illegal immigrants, they have a right to nothing but a freaking plane ticket back home from where they came from. Francois Livingston, Diego, what do you think about Instagram? I think Instagram's pretty good. I don't have a problem with Instagram. I just don't like Facebook. Instagram is pretty cool. Karina likes it. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't use social media other than this. I'm not on Instagram. I don't use Facebook. I don't use X. What else is there? What other social media platforms are there? I don't use any of them except for YouTube, because I like YouTube. I learn stuff from YouTube, okay? And I can do this live stream for you guys. YouTube gives me the platform to do this for you guys, so you can learn how to get a freaking green card or a K-1 visa without paying an immigration attorney $5 or $6 grand. So Francois, I got no problem with Instagram. It's pretty good. I like WhatsApp too. WhatsApp's pretty awesome, because I was chatting with Karina on WhatsApp. Now, somebody who is a member of this channel, they sent a message to WhatsApp. I'm like, I don't use WhatsApp. And Diego, I'm from Nigeria. I got questions. I'm a member of your channel. I responded, I don't use WhatsApp. This is where my wife hangs out. Text me on the cell phone or email me, but don't be sending me WhatsApp messages, because I don't use WhatsApp. And Karina's going to go, what the heck is this? Jay Baxter, laughing for Larry. Mine won't even allow me to log in. It says I'm permanently banned. Well, you should get a Mountain Dew salute for being permanently banned from Facebook. I'll give you a Mountain Dew salute. That's a badge of honor. It says you can't even create a new account. I have to get a new phone number or a phone. Don't do that. Don't stay out of Facebook, okay? Bethlehem Gurma, thank you, Diego. You're welcome. Divine Williams, my social security has been maiden name. Will that be a problem? Okay, listen, Divine Williams, when you get your first social security card with your I-94, it's going to be in your maiden name. Okay? When I applied with Karina for her social security number, right when she got to America with her I-94 and her passport, her social security card came in the mail with her maiden name, and it said you cannot work without permission from Homeland Security or whatever it says. But when she got her green card, we went back to the Social Security office, and she said, here's my green card. Can I get a new Social Security card? And they said, sure. They went in the computer, updated Karina's status to legal permanent resident, and 7 days later, she had a brand new Social Security card in the mail, which said Karina Ross, and all that verbiage about no permission to work, etc., was gone. But the Social Security number doesn't change. Do you understand what I'm saying, Divine? Well, Divine, do you see what I'm telling you here? Don't worry if your first Social Security card comes in with your maiden name on it. You can put your husband's name on there. You can take your husband's name when you get your green card. There you go, Divine. Gotcha. Sasha Lee, my husband is disabled, a veteran, not working, but I have a joint sponsorship. What documents do I need for my husband to file my adjustment? That's going to be a video you're going to have to watch, because that will take me an hour just to go over that stuff with you in a live stream, Sasha. That's why I make the videos, so you can sit down and watch the videos to learn how to do that. So you have a joint sponsor. Does the joint sponsor live with you, or does the joint sponsor live in another city or another town? I got to know the answer to that. If your joint sponsor could be a family member, then you'd have to fill out a different form. 860. If you have a joint sponsor, like grandma's your joint sponsor, and you all live together under the same roof, grandma's going to fill out USCIS form I-864A. But if grandma lives, two states over, you live in Florida and she lives in Georgia, grandma will fill out USCIS form 864. Plus, you got to provide all the financial documents. Plus, the sponsor has to provide all the financial documents. Okay? If you want, Sasha, if you want me to go over this with you personally, become a member of the channel, or just go ahead and watch the videos that I made on how to assemble documents for a green card application. But the sponsor and the joint sponsor are both going to fill out separate 864s. But I got to know if the joint sponsor lives with you or doesn't. There's a lot involved in this paperwork. Jay Baxter, like Arnold, he came over as an immigrant and did construction and became a millionaire. Right, Jay Baxter. Donald Schwarzenegger got sponsored by Joe Weider, the owner of Muscle and Fitness magazine, came to the United States with Franco Colombo, who was from Sardinia, who passed away now, but he was from Sardinia, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was from Austria. They started a construction company in Venice, California, with their work permits, their H-1B1s, whatever they had. And within 3 years, they became millionaires with their work permits. And then Arnold was in university. He went to, and he got his degree in business. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger became a U.S. citizen and became a multi-millionaire when he got into movies. I like some of Arnold's movies, like Predator. That's a good movie. I watched those kind of movies. But Arnold Schwarzenegger came over on a work visa, okay, and then he became a millionaire in 3 years. He started a construction company. Plus, he was bodybuilding. But winning a bodybuilding contest doesn't make you a millionaire. Well, it didn't back in the 60s, back in the 68, 69, 1970s. Arnold was like Mr. Olympia, 7 times he won Mr. Olympia. And then Lee Haney beat him on his record, I think. But when you come to this country as a beneficiary, if you're willing to work hard and take risks and put in some sweat equity, You could do like Arnold Schwarzenegger did and become a millionaire. You can do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Okay? Don't do that. If somebody tells you, oh, you can't do that, really? Then go ahead and do it. And tell them and keep your mouth shut. Okay? Come to this country, enjoy this country. Now remember, we're a constitutional republic, just like Colombia is a constitutional republic. We're not a democracy. You got all these freaking Democrats calling us a democracy, even Republicans, but we're not. We're a constitutional republic. Guy Trainer, I understood everything you said about the 2-year, 10-year green card perfectly. You're welcome, Guy Trainer. Divine Williams, I understand. So everybody's learning stuff today. And Sasha Lee, so your sponsor, your joint sponsor lives in another city. So your joint sponsor is going to fill out USCIS Form 864. Plus, you're going to need at least 3 years worth of tax transcripts and 1040s, a year's worth of bank statements showing income, pay stubs at least 6 months worth. If your joint sponsor is a naturalized American, you're going to need a copy of the naturalization certificate. If your joint sponsor is a regular American, get a copy of the biographic page of his or her passport to show citizenship status. Although you can be a green card holder and be a joint sponsor, 10-year green card holder, but it's much better if you are a U.S. citizen. There's a lot of stuff involved when you file a green card with a joint sponsor. Okay, Sasha, there's a lot of stuff involved. If you want me to help you personally, if you want me to review the paperwork before you send it into immigration, so you didn't make any mistakes, sign up as a member, and then you can send me screenshots of your paperwork, and I can review it for you to my cell phone. And then when I get done reviewing it, and I tell you everything's good, then then that gets deleted off my phone and it gets shredded in whatever the AVG shredder does. MA7.7. Hey, Diego and Karina. Yesterday was my wife's adjustment of status interview in Atlanta. We are waiting. Case is actively being reviewed by USCIS. Why are they making you wait? This is what the case is saying. Why didn't they give you the answer right on the spot? MA7.7. Congratulations, by the way, for the green card interview. Okay, you did good. But there's no reason why they couldn't tell you right then and there, that you're good to go. So that's kind of interesting. But don't worry about it. Just wait. They didn't tell you that you didn't pass, right? Right? Now they're just trying to give you. Now they're trying to get some sweat under your armpits. Relax. You got this. Sasha Lee, okay, I will do that. Thank you. Yeah, Sasha Lee, if you sign up as a member, it's $9.99. Okay. The only reason I ask for that is not that I want your money, but it's the only way I can know who has got a hold of my phone number and email address. I'm not going to put it out here publicly. This channel goes around the world to 152 countries. Okay. And not all those countries are friendly. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to put my phone number out there. But if you're a member of the channel, I will know that you have my phone number and my email address. That protects me and it protects the channel. MA7.7, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, you should have been notified. But here's the thing. If you didn't pass, they would have told you, I'm sorry, but we need this paperwork. We need that paperwork. We need this. But you passed the interview. They're just giving you some sweat equity. Don't worry, just relax. Let me see. Yeah, this green card application, this process is under construction. Guy Trainer, well, welcome aboard, Guy. Welcome. Guy is now a member of this channel, your channel. And Guy, if you go into the videos that are members only videos, you're going to see a title that says Contact Diego, contact information. If you go in there, you'll have my cell phone number, and then you can text me and identify. When you text me for the first time, say, hey, this is Guy Trainer. Then I know who you are. But when I get text messages from people who I don't know, and there's no identification, 9 times out of 10, they're just, bogus text messages, Seriously. But now you're a member, Guy. We welcome you to the channel. We're glad you're a member. I will help you personally with your green card and K1, everything you need help with. I'll help you personally with it, okay? But you're gonna have to, when you text me, just say, hey, this is Guy Trainer. And then I'll put you in my phone as Guy Trainer, okay? Then I know who you are. So then when you text me in the future with questions, your name will pop up and I'll know who you are, and I'll be on it. I'll be helping you, okay? That's how easy it is, guys. Did you see that? How Guy signed up as a member? Did you see how easy that was? Remember, I'm not creating this membership because I want your money, okay? That's not the reason. It's just so I know who's got my phone number and email address. That's the only reason. And the cheapest I could do was $9.99. YouTube is saying, well, you can start your membership at $25 a month. I said, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I said, what's the cheapest? They said $9 and something. I said, oh, I'll do with that. But it's still cheaper than a $5,000-$6,000 immigration attorney, right? That's what I think. My goal, our goal, nosotros mission. Our goal is to help you get your green cards and your K1 visas approved and your spousal visas. Okay. I got 11 and a half years doing this. Okay. Immigration attorneys do a good job for the most part. They do. But there's those that screw up. And guess what happens? You're out of money. You've paid somebody $5,000 to do your green card application or your K1 visa, or whatever, and they mess it up totally, and your K1 visa gets denied. You lost $5,000. The immigration attorney is not going to pay you back. You've lost the money, and you haven't got a green card, and you're in a big problem. Okay. And when you use an immigration attorney, when immigration has a question that pertains to your case, they're not going to call you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. They're going to call your immigration attorney, because you have given control of your K1 visa application or spousal visa or green card application to that immigration attorney. So you're basically out of the freaking loop unless your immigration attorney includes you. So let's suppose you get an RFE. You fill out the 864. You mess it up. Okay, it happens all the time. You messed up the family size. And you get an RFE because you messed up the 864. And your immigration attorney's on vacation for 2 weeks in the Bahamas on your $5,000. You're not going to know about the RFE for 2 weeks because the immigration attorney's going to have the paperwork on his desk, not your desk. Okay? You don't need an immigration attorney to do this. You don't. You don't need to be paying these companies thousands or what, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, to process your paperwork. Don't do that. Hang out with us on the channel right here. And if you sign up as a member, it's very inexpensive. And I feel bad even taking your money, but it's the only way I can do it. Okay? I will help you get your green card. I helped Julian ALO get his freaking green card. First I had to get him out of one country into another country without a passport, which I did. Then I got him from the country that he was in. I got him into a K1 visa interview without a passport, which I did, and he got approved. Now he's got his green card. Okay, I have the knowledge up in my head on how to do this. Okay, I got almost 12 years of experience doing this. Immigration attorneys, like I said, they do a good job for the most part, but they're in it for the money. They want to pay their car payment on their Porsche, which is fine if they have a Porsche. I'm happy for them. But I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for family reunification. I want you to get reunited with each other. Okay? I know what it's like to be separated. I was separated from Karina for almost a year. It was horrible. It's not good. We've been there. We've been through the mud. We've waded across the waters and climbed the mountains, okay? We know what it's like. Karina will be applying for her 10-year green card in March of 2026. We already have a stack of evidence like this ready to go. When you get to the United States of America and you have your 2-year green card in your hand, you're looking at it, look at the issue date, 3 years from the issue date, you can apply for U.S. citizenship if you marry an American citizen. Look at the expiration date. 90 days before your 2-year green card expires, you must lift the conditions off of that 2-year green card. If you do not, you will be deported. If you file to lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card earlier than 90 days before it expires, everything will be sent back to you. Null and void. So, we looked at Karina's 2-year green card. The expiration date is June of 25th, I think, 2026. So I minus 90 days from June 25th, 2026, and that's March 25th, give or take a day, 2026. Within that 3 months before it expires, I'll be writing a check to US Department of Homeland Security for $750 as of May 21st, 2025, with a dump truck worth of evidence of our relationship for the last 6 years. It'll be because when you file for the 10-year green card, you want to include pictures from when you first started dating each other, when you got married, and then the other 2 years that you've been together. Okay, that's how you do it. People get lazy. They get I'm an American citizen. I can get this green card I've got rights as an American citizen. No, you don't. The green card is a benefit. It's not a freaking right. The driver's license, my Florida driver's license is a benefit. It's not a right. I don't have a right to drive on the roads of Florida. I have the government of the Tallahassee, the governor of Florida, has confidence in me that I'm going to drive on the roads in Florida without getting into an accident, without speeding, without hurting somebody. Okay, but if you get enough speeding citations, you can lose your driver's license. The same is true with the green card. If you screw up, if you get in trouble with the law, if you get in trouble and you apply for a 10-year green card, and you do biometrics, they're going to have you don't have to do a medical exam for a 10-year green card. But let's suppose they say, okay, now it's time for your biometrics. They run a police check on you for the last 2 years. If you've got like 10 speeding tickets and a DUI, the chances of getting a 10-year green card isn't very good. There was a person that was pulled over driving, okay, the person came to this country when she was like 7 years old. She didn't have any legal status in America. She didn't have a DACA status or anything. She's 19 years old. She was driving without a freaking driver's license. Came to this country as a 4-year-old or a 7-year-old. Got pulled over, and they couldn't find anything about her. So ICE came in, immigration came in and ran a check on her. She was in the country illegally. Even though it wasn't her fault. She was brought here by her parents when she was 4 years old. It wasn't her fault. But she didn't have any status or legal status in America. So she couldn't get a driver's license. She's in a detention center waiting to be deported. Doesn't matter what country. I'm just telling you, when you get your green card, it's not a right. It's a benefit. You got to protect it. How do you do that? Stay out of trouble. Don't get traffic citations. Don't be driving 55 and a 25. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you guys, okay? There's, some people get their green card, they think they're invincible. Well, maybe back in the day, in the last 10 or 15 years, but not now. We're in different times. Guy Trainer just signed up. Thank you so much for all your help. I'll be reaching out tomorrow. I'll be here for you. Guy, tomorrow I look forward to hearing from you. But first, send me a text. Send me a text first and say, this is Guy Trainer, so I know who you are. Then I'll add you into my phone as a member. And then if you want to call me, when the phone rings, I'll see that it's Guy Trainer, and I'll know that it's you. Okay? That's all I ask. Okay, guys, I've been talking for almost an hour, and I've got my studio here almost ready for the extraterrestrial channel. But the primary channel is helping you get your green cards and your K1 visas, okay? The second channel I'm putting together is just for fun for me. I got my hat right here. I got my little J-Rod Files hat. I got all these alien stuff. I got Bob Lazar. Now, Bob Lazar worked at S4 in Area 51. Very famous person, okay? Physicist who he was in Los Alamos in New Mexico. He got hired at S4 to back engineer a spaceship from another place, Zeta Reticuli. I believe it. I'm saying this as fact because I believe it is. Okay? Because Bob Lazar is the only person over the last 30-something years that never changed his story about aliens or extraterrestrials. He never made up new stuff. He never exaggerated. And he said, personally, I don't need this publicity. He said, I didn't have this publicity. And he feels bad that he outed Area 51. And he wished he was still working there and kept his mouth shut. But it is what it is. So I'm going to make a YouTube channel about that plus other stuff. Anyway, do I have more questions, guys? Come on. I'm here for you on green cards, K1 visas. Remember, there's a new form on the I-129F, new form on the I-485. Make sure you submit the current edition before you. If you filled out an I-129F 2 months ago, it's no good. Redo it. Here's a secret to not getting your paperwork rejected on an expired form. Fill out the I-129F or the 485, the 864, etc., the I-134. Fill it out about 2 weeks before you're going to submit the paperwork. And that will save you from getting everything rejected because you have an expired form, okay? If you want me to make a video on how to fill out an I-129F, I can do that. Brownie RSPS, Brownie's a member. Brownie from the United Kingdom. Brownie from the United Kingdom. Now living in Missouri. I truly believe that the pyramids are too perfect without ET help. Don't think they could be even existed. Brownie RSPS. Let me say, I don't want to offend our friends in Egypt. I've been to Egypt 4 times. I've been inside the pyramid, one of them. I've been up close and touched the pyramids of Giza. I stayed at the Siag Pyramids Hotel, and then one day I got to swim in the swimming pool with the Soviet synchronized swim team, and I didn't know they were freaking Russians at the time. But I went to the pyramids of Giza, and I looked at them, and I got pictures of me there. And I don't want to offend our friends in Egypt, but you guys didn't build those pyramids. Those pyramids were built by somebody other than Egyptians, in my opinion. I believe the Egyptians found the pyramids. Okay, I don't believe they built them. Just my opinion. There is no way on the planet. They say, okay, you got these scientists, you got these scientists and professors that say, well, the Egyptians used tree trunks to roll the limestone or whatever they're made of into place. There's no freaking trees in the desert in the Giza. So where did these professors of archaeology come up with this freaking idea that the Egyptians were using cut down trees and were rolling tree trunks for these to build the pyramids? It didn't happen. Okay, E.T. built the pyramids for some reason, which I don't know what the reason is, but they built them. And I love my friends in Egypt. I got lots of friends in Egypt. They're good people, but they didn't. And I also went to the Tutankhamun. I've seen Tutankhamun's. I went in the museum where I saw Tutankhamun's gold and stuff. It was fantastic. Francois, good night, Karina and Diego. See you Saturday. Good night, Francois. Brownie, that's a personal belief of mine. Me too. I got the same opinion, okay? The pyramids of Giza, the pyramid of Giza was built aligned with true north. There was either knowledge lost or it was ET. They couldn't have possibly known the coordinates of true north. And besides that, the 3 pyramids were also built in alignment with the three stars. I can't remember the names of them, but they were built in alignment with the 3 stars also. I can't remember the names of the stars. Amazing stuff, right? But this will be ran on my J-Rod file channel. There it is, right there. There's the channel, the J-Rod files. Now I've got my teleprompter, I got my camera, I got to figure out how to connect it over to the computer, and I'll get started on it. Okay, guys, we will see you on Saturday. Today's Wednesday. Thanks, Guy Trainer, for signing up. We appreciate it. Tomorrow, I look forward to hearing from you. Text me first. And folks, if you want to be a member of this channel, guys, I'm not doing it because I want you $9.99. I'm doing it so I know who's got my phone number and email address. But the main reason is you can contact me personally. You don't have to wait for a live stream. We'll see you guys. Good night, Brownie.